Durga Kainthola, a graduate from Sir J.J. School of Art, Mumbai, and postgraduate MS University, Baroda, has a multi-layered perspective on life and views it through the tiny bits of colored glasses of her imaginary kaleidoscope. Sometimes she looks at her own impression and inspirations through a prism with refracted light. She has an immaculate capacity to sidestep the commonplace linear approach to time for a rather multifarious one, thus transcending the fluid boundaries of past and present, moving backwards and forwards through place, subject, media, and technology. This unrestrained movement imitates the fluidity of the free-flowing river, which knows no borders.
Painting miniatures since I was in school, but it took me a long time to really know the technique of painting a miniature using gouache. In school we were never taught how the color is to be used or how the forms are to be immersed, but with time I have really evolved, and that is how I painted maybe the Bollywood series also in the miniature style. And since last 1 year I've been doing work on the Baramasa series, but through the Baramasa series I had to really learn the whole technique. Since 2001 I've been painting miniatures, all from the popular images, whether it is Shrek, whether it is Amrita Shergill, and using the same technique as the miniature artist used for painting the Mughal or the Indian scene. Evolving out of this whole small miniatures, I thought of experimenting on a large handmade paper, and this series is from the Shakuntalam series. This is a whole scroll that I have made, and the story of Shakuntala that's evolving slowly and gradually on this almost 4 by 8 feet handmade paper. But here also I have shown the whole thing is very Indian, but inside the fish I have shown an image of a child which is taken from the image of Picasso. So my paintings are evolved out of all the ancient images to the modern era, and slowly I have evolved the technique, even using charcoal in some of the areas, because you can't always stick to the old technique, you have to evolve some modern elements to the work. This is also one of the painting of the Mughal era, and it's of Babur, but here it is enlarged, and since digital images are very popular nowadays, this is a digital image on a carpet, synthetic carpet. So this is just an image for reference which I do in my work, and to make Babur's image even stronger, I have used from the Babur Nama series one of the crocodiles.
She began to experiment with digital media, turning herself into an object and subject. It led to a series of book art that recreated a visual miniature diary. Fearing being enslaved to technology, she painted a canvas inspired by the verses of poet T.S. Eliot's "Do I Dare Disturb the Universe?" Her ongoing contemporary miniature series, Warhol and the History of Art, is influenced by cultural icons and is intrigued by the complete encapsulation of popular life with the iconic image. Her decision to record a subject for posterity led to executing an interesting debate on the sustenance of public memory of a historical figure, politically designed strategy, or a phenomenon where one local artist starts a pattern which others follow till it becomes an icon in quiche. Perhaps it could also be the case where it is being done for purely commercial reasons. Regardless of whatever the real reason might be, the reality is that it sells and gradually becomes a subject for posterity. Her creativity transcended from the terrestrial to the extraterrestrial, as well as surpassed the flatness of a two-dimensional screen to produce three-dimensional images of sound, color, and life. Through her short video films, she tries to portray spontaneity by means of improvisation and dramatic reinterpretation. Her installations depicting social issues reflect disturbing incidents by the media, which fall under the breaking news and carry shocking revelations of acid attacks, rape, murder, honor killings, female feticide, all as emotional jolts. Durga, born into a matriarchal family, has tried to spell out these questions through her expositions, explorations, and critique of the hierarchy of the patriarchal order in her short video films titled Catharsis, Tales of Battered Souls and Wounded Womb. These form the backdrop to her thought-provoking art installations, Procreation, which means to create new life, a power a female inherits from the day she is born, which is both a celebration and a reaffirmation. Through this work, she questions the masses that whether feminine acquires divinity only in the form of an idol or an image hung on a wall or placed inside temples and worshipped, since in this form she is lifeless and hence mute. The concept of the goddess or Devi thus holds a dichotomous position in the society. Procreation is a work executed in mixed media, which seeks to address gender issues from a broader perspective, instead of the narrow slogan-raising issues of feminism, with the contemporary environment as its immediate time frame, with reference to ancient mythology, Ardhanareshwar. Spinning tales in the tapestries, canvas, paper, installations, or performance, thus juxtaposing, exploring, and combining various mediums to create quiche. Since I am not trapped within any rigid forms and ideals, and I move with my inspiration to spin a new tale.
Painting beautiful imageries, sometimes miniatures, canvases, and many times embroidery on the canvas. A lot of things have been done in the past by me, and I've been experimenting with video films to anything that attract my attention. But since last few years, every time I open a newspaper in the morning, I find absolutely absurd thing written, which really shakes me up. And somehow, though I come to my studio, some of those things that happen in the world, injustice to women, a lot of torture happening around, it gave me a different kind of feeling. So coming to the studio, I started thinking of a subject which I didn't think in the past, and that was about procreation. Why have women been treated so badly all around the world? I have been exhibiting the imageries on procreation with different kind of medium. Now, procreation, which is the ability to create new life. Somehow, while doing the images or the thinking process or the video film on catharsis, the tales of battered soul and wounded womb, I started also making metal bikinis and chastity belts, which was done in the medieval poetry. I thought that is it that in the modern times we have go back to medieval period when chastity belts and metal bikini has to be worn by a woman to protect herself, or do the men should behave? So that is what I have been working on since last few years, because I can't read newspaper anymore. So it's better I try to take this message to wherever I can, and that's what my aim in social issues are.